Hi everyone, welcome to my home studio. I'm Kelly and there's Maxwell. Today's practice, I'm going to do a ladder flow. I've done a ladder type style format of workout this week and I thought I'd put together a ladder flow for a yoga class today. I have 5 poses from crescent lunge, warrior 3, warrior 2, side angle, and then we're gonna try bird of paradise. Okay, so let's get started. All right, let's begin. Come to your mat in the center. I'll share the space with Maxwell right here. So the first thing I want you to do is just put your feet on the floor, widen your feet, hands behind your hips, and drop your knees from side to side. Right here. Now I can scoot over. Thank you, Maxwell. Side to side, knees dropping over, and my fingers are pointing away from me. Do it one more time. Now drop the knees over to the side and come into 90-90. So we're going to practice 90-90 with no hands. So right here, press your knee down. I definitely feel like I've improved with 90-90. We've been doing it so much in strength training also. So now just lean forward just a little, just enough, and then come back up. Now try. If you have to, you can put your hands down, but just try, tip your knees over to the other side. Now Maxwell's in the way. So my knees, 90 degrees, and then I'm gonna tip my chest over. And I'm feeling that in my glute right there, but I'm pressing this leg down, pressing this knee down, and then switch over. And you'll find that you'll probably scoot forward a bit, but just try to keep yourself from moving. Move yourself back if you need to. Hinge forward and then lift up. And tip the knees over again. And then reach your chest over. And then again over to the other side. 90-90, dynamically moving. I've got to scoot back and then sweep my legs over. And then hinge over. So it's internal and external rotation at the hip joint. You'll find this is the theme of the class today. The first part is set up internal rotation at the hip joint, and the second part is external. Last time on this side. How about that? And then lift up. Come onto your hands and your knees. And bring your big toes to touch. Reach your arms forward and come into child's pose just for a moment. 3 breaths. Tap your forehead to the floor and kind of nuzzle your body between your legs right there and breathe. Feels super good on your back. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take one more deep breath in. And now come up onto your hands and your knees and do cat-cow. Cat, look through your legs, and then cow, look forward. Cat, cow. Press your hands down, press the top of your feet down, cat, and then cow. Exhale, cat, and then cow. And then neutral spine, table position. And then come up tuck your toes under first, and then come up onto the balls of your feet and shift back into downward facing dog. And you can pedal your heels right here, right, and then left. Push the floor away. So pedaling your heels right and left. And then hold your heels up high. So reach those heels up, press into the balls of your feet. And just notice the toe joints. If you're feeling any discomfort, let up on it if you are. Then walk your feet forward to your hands. Hands to your shins, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. And then hold right here in a hanging forward fold position. Reach for your elbows and let your head drop all the way over. And you can keep a slight bend in the knees right here. We're still warming up the body. Relax the neck and the shoulders.
and hold. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the body lengthening, the shoulders, the neck long, the shoulders over, the head, the weight of the shoulders, the weight of the head pulling the body over. Now release the elbows, hands to the shins, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale and reach up. Bring it up. Put your palms together and then exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And close your eyes for a moment. Press your toes down, spread your toes apart. Relax your shoulders. Setting your intention for class today. Soften your knees. Take a deep breath in and reach your arms up. 3 sun salutations A. So that just means coming into plank pose, going through vinyasa, and then back to the top. Lengthen and look forward. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower down to your mat. Put the top of your feet on the floor. Widen your hands. Lift up your chest away from the floor. Look forward. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes. Push to table position. So you're on your knees, and then downward facing dog. So make the first sun salutation a little easier as you're warming up. Pedal your heels, and then as you're pedaling your heels, turn it into walking or walk your feet forward. Hands to your shins, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, and reach all the way up. Stand tall. Arms up, and then exhale, hands to your heart. Second time, inhale, reach. Warming up the body. Let's create some heat. Exhale, fold. Work hard. Inhale, lengthen or with intention. Exhale, plant your hands, step back left and then right, lower down. Chaturanga or to the mat. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. Pedal your heels right and then left. Walk your feet forward. Hands to the shins, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale and stand tall. Reach up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. One more time. Here's the third. Soften your knees. Inhale and reach up. Lean back. Exhale, fold over. Lengthen and look forward. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Lower down. Chaturanga or to the mat. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. Pedal your heels right and left. And let's begin. Inhale, reach your right leg up. The first move of the ladder. Bring your right thigh in, but don't move your hips. So right thigh to your belly, and then shift forward, step your right foot forward. So keeping your hips up high helps you get your foot forward a little bit easier. Crescent pose is the first move. Inhale and reach. Arms up and look up at your hands. Let's bring your hands to your heart. Look forward, take a deep breath in, lift up the back heel. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back. And we'll take out the vinyasa between the moves, between the sides. So step back, right leg, and lift your left leg. Inhale, left. And then bend your knee, bring your thigh to your belly. Don't shift forward yet. Now shift forward as you exhale and step your left foot forward. Inhale, crescent pose. So your heel is up in the back. Keep your balance. So this is an internally rotated position, internal at the hips. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Look forward, take a deep breath in. Exhale, plant your hands on the floor. And step back. Let's go through a vinyasa right here. So lower down. So if you come to the mat, then you'll bring your hands wide, put your feet on the floor, widen your legs slightly, and lift up, cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Press into the mat, downward facing dog. The second pose, inhale, lift up the right leg.
Second pose added on. Bring your right thigh to your belly, and then shift forward, step your right foot forward, crescent pose. Inhale. Adding on warrior two. So bring your hands to your heart, and then hinge your body forward, so your weight's on this forward leg, and come up on the tippy toes of the back foot right there. So you're feeling that strength right here. Lift up your left leg, and then hug in the inner thighs towards each other, and you can reach your arms to the sides or back beside your hips. Look down at the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the thighs towards each other, or energetically. And then set the foot on the floor. Inhale, reach up, crescent pose again. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat, and downward facing dog. Other side, lift your left leg up. Inhale. Bring your thigh to your belly, so your quad. And then lift, shift forward. Step your left foot forward, crescent pose. Inhale, strengthening that left side. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Hinge forward, weight up here now, knee over the ankle. Spread your toes. Then come up onto the tippy toes of that back foot, the right foot. Then lift up right there. And then contract the inner thighs towards each other. Reach the arms to the sides. Flex your foot or point your toes. Inhale. And then exhale, set your foot on the floor. Crescent pose again. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. And step back plank. Let's go through a vinyasa. This time, come down to chaturanga. Right here. So that means elbows bent 90 degrees. Then come up into upward facing dog. So you're up on the tops of the feet. Exhale, flip over the toes, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg. Let's add on the next move. Right leg up. Bring your thigh and your quad into your belly. Then shift forward. Step your right foot forward. Inhale, crescent pose. Little repetition builds proficiency. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Then hinge forward. Press into that forward foot. Come up onto the left toes back there. Lift up and squeeze energetically. Oh, get your balance. Squeeze the thighs together. Arms to your sides. Look down. Point your toes. And then step that foot to the floor. Inhale and reach your arms up. Nicely done. Open up, put your heel on the floor, warrior two. Now this is an externally rotated position. So the first couple of poses were internal rotation, and now moving into externally rotating at the hip joint right here. So kind of separating the two. So come into warrior two. Knee over the ankle, and you want to have this knee pressing out right there. Press that back foot into the floor, and you want to press the blade edge side of into the floor. So the back part of your foot. Look forward at your front hand. There's your warrior two, perfect form. Now sweep the right hand down, windmill the hands to the floor, press into the floor, downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Bring your thigh to your belly. Shift forward, step your left foot forward with some effort, not with sound. Inhale, reach up, crescent pose. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Focus on your breathing right here. Hinge forward onto the toes back there. Lift up. Strong legs, strong core. Hug the inner thighs in, sweep the arms to your sides. Breathe. Then set your foot on the floor. Reach your arms. Set your right heel down. Warrior two. Let's hit the second side. Press your feet down. Hi, Maxwell. So this knee in the front over the ankle. Push it out with your hand and deliberately or intentionally, and press the back edge of your foot into the floor. Okay, all right. And then sweep your hands over. Let's go through a vinyasa here. So press the floor down, plank, lower down. Come to the mat for cobra pose or come to chaturanga. up dog or cobra, and then flip over your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. And the fourth position or pose, right leg up. Bring the right thigh to your belly. Shift forward, right foot forward. Here's your crescent pose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to your heart. Hinge forward as you breathe in. Exhale, lift that back leg. There's your warrior three. Arms to the sides. Hug the inner thighs towards each other. Breathe. Set your foot on the floor. Warrior two. Right here. Relax your shoulders. So guys, shoulders over hips. If you're looking in a mirror, so you're not like this, you're like this. And knee over ankle. This knee will try to dip in because your inner thighs will pull that leg in. So stretching the inner thighs, knee over the ankle right there. All right, so now side angle. Forearm right here, and reach the arm over the ear. There's your side angle pose. Try not to put too much weight right there. I want you to use your strength to hold up, but put your forearm right there, arm over the ear, and you can turn your gaze up. Now just try and touch the floor with your fingertips. Maybe you can get your shoulder down there and reach underneath and bind. Breathe. Inhale, and then exhale. Knee over the ankle. Look up. Inhale, and exhale. One more breath. Now release that warrior two. Hands to the mat. Press the floor down, downward facing dog. And we'll do the other side. Second side, left leg up. Bring your thigh to your belly. Shift forward, step your left foot forward. Inhale and reach up. Crescent pose. Exhale, hands to your heart. Then hinge forward. Come up onto the toes back there. Lift up. Warrior three. Arms to the sides. And then set your foot on the floor. Spin your heel down. Warrior two. So look at the front hand and remember shoulders over your hips. Lunge. Reach that knee forward but stays over the ankle. And press the back foot into the floor right there. Then side angle. Forearm on your thigh. Arm over your ear. And draw your shoulder back. Abs in. And maybe you stay here or reach for the floor. And then maybe take it to a bind. And reach underneath. And draw the shoulder back. And turn your gaze up. Inhale. Exhale. Press your feet down. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Then unbind. Warrior two. And then sweep the hands to the floor. And let's vinyasa. So right here. Remember, you can come all the way down and go into cobra or chaturanga to upward facing dog. With effort, exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Next pose, bird of paradise. We'll try it. Little practice. Working on mastery, step by step. Right leg up, three-limb dog. Bring your right quad to your belly. Shift forward, step your right foot forward. Inhale, rise. Up. Then exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Hinge forward, lift up the leg, warrior three. Draw the inner thighs towards each other of each leg. Breathe in, breathe out. Set your foot on the floor. Go ahead and put your heel down, warrior two. Here's the externally rotated position. And then side angle right here. Arm over the ear. Come down into a bind, shoulder right there. So reach under, keep your hands clasped. Bring the back foot in, and then come up onto the toes or the ball of your foot. And then press into the standing leg, the left leg, and then lift up. And look forward. Where's your dristi? Shoulders back. And then maybe you can lift your toes right here. Tight hamstrings cause a problem right here. All right, and then let it go. And you're there. Right foot on the floor, left leg back, hands on the floor. Step back. Plank, Downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Lift your left leg. It's a practice. Bring your thigh to your belly. Shift forward. Step your left foot forward. And then reach your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Hinge forward. Warrior 3. Leg up. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Right there. Reach the arms to the sides. Set your foot on the floor. Heel down. Warrior 2. Right here. Relax your shoulders. Shoulders over the hips. Then forearm on your thigh. Right here. Stay right here or lower your shoulder. Maybe you give it a try. Wrap your hands around. And then if you look down, you need to look down first, and then step in with the back foot. So bring that foot in underneath your hip. It needs to be right under the hip. Then you're going to come onto the ball of the other foot. And then the toes, standing, lift up. Shoulders back. Right there. Point your toes. Shoulders back. And then maybe you can lift the foot. Bird of paradise. Bend and then set it down. Nicely done. How'd you do? All right, left foot forward, right foot back. Hands on the floor. Push into the floor. That was definitely a improv movement. Press into the floor, downward facing dog. I did not practice that before doing this vinyasa practice with you. Let's do one last vinyasa. Shift forward, lower down. I'm going to do cobra pose right here. Hands out wide, feet on the floor. Cobra. Exhale, lower. Press into the floor and come to child's pose. Knees apart. Tap your forehead. So we did yoga or child's pose in the beginning, child's pose 2. Cool down the body, cool down or quiet the mind. Come up and come up into plank. Bring your right knee underneath or behind your right wrist, and it points towards the outside edge of the mat. So the knee it's on the outside of the hip. You're not forward of the hip, if that makes sense. That's important. And then inch that back leg back, put the top of the foot on the floor, coming into pigeon pose. So you'll lower down, body comes over the leg right here, tap your forehead down, and then press into your hands, your fingers spread. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Don't let that back foot sickle. Take another breath. One more. Bring your hands in front of the shin right here, and then lift up your hips. Let's do king pigeon pose, fingertips right here, then bend your knee, and then reach around, and you can grab your foot. Try to get your hand on the inside of the foot right there to open up your shoulder, or hand on the top of the foot right there. And you're pressing into this forward foot, and then maybe you can reach the arm up, lean your shoulders back. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. And then let it go. Hands on the floor. And lift up. Child's pose. Forehead to the mat. And breathe. Come into plank. Left leg underneath. Knee points to the outside edge of the mat, so your shin can potentially come parallel to the front edge of the mat, but it doesn't have to. Mine does not. I don't have that kind of flexibility. Press your foot down in the back, and then you're going to position your body over this leg. So don't dump into the left hip. Breathe. Nicely done. Now lift up, hands in front of the shin, and you can come up onto your fingertips. Lift up your hips so that you can put your balance on the shin right here. And I'm also pulling my toes into the floor, so that's where my balance is coming from, right? And then hand right in the center, the left hand, and then I'm gonna bend my back knee. And I did used to get cramps right here, but over time, I adapted to this pose, and so you will too. Let it go when you need to, because I know that does not feel comfortable. And if you can, grab the top of your toes, elbow pointing up, and then reach up. Inhale, king pigeon pose. Draw your shoulders back, and then let it go. Hands on the floor, nicely done. And come into child's pose. Knees apart, big toes together. Tap your forehead. Now come up and sit on the mat. Feet on the floor. Grab a block. You can also do this without a block, but if you have a block nearby, place a block right between your thighs. And then you're gonna put your toes on the floor right here and lean back. So flat back right here. And then reach your hands behind. So you can brace and lift the legs up first. So the block, you're squeezing between the legs and then pull your toes back. So that's called flointing your feet, flex and point, breathe. Now reach your hands towards the feet. Inhale, exhale, breathe in. So feel your inner thighs working also, helping you stabilize right here, and then breathe. Now lower down halfway, right here, and grab the block, set the block on the floor, and all the way down. Nicely done. Feet on the floor, glute bridge. So your heels are close to your glutes. And again, you can place the block between your knees. Same thing applies. You're gonna squeeze the block towards between the knees. You can put the block on its narrow part or the middle. I think the middle is more hip width. So this spacing, right, like that. So squeeze the block, your toes pressing into the floor, tilt your pelvis, palms on the floor, then lift up your hips right there, and then draw your shoulders underneath you. Clasp your hands and press the pinky edge of the hands into the floor. Looking up at the ceiling. Breathe in, breathe out. Nicely done. Now lower down all the way. Move the block to the floor. Let's do it one more time. So feet same position. Think inner thighs engaged. And how you do that more intentionally is by pressing into the inside edges of your feet. Don't knock the knees in, but press into that side of the foot, so the big toe side. Now lift up your hips. Bring the arms underneath you. Press the pinky edge side of the hands into the floor and just look straight up, lift up. And then make sure you're stable. Foot centered on the left side, or weight centered on the left side, lift up the right leg right there. Bend your knee, bring the knee into your chest, and then set your foot down. Other side. Weight on the right side, left knee in, and then extend the leg up straight. Point your toes, lift up the hips. Then bend the knee, set your foot on the floor, and then unclasp your hands and slowly lower down all the way, and spread your blades apart, and then bring your knees towards you. And then arms out to the sides, drop the knees over to one side. Look over the opposite direction of the knees. Lift your knees and change sides. Look the opposite direction. And then lift the knees. One last pose, happy baby. Pull the knees into your chest, feet facing the ceiling. Reach the arms between the knees. Grab your feet. Happy baby. And then hold in the center. And then extend the right leg out, left leg out. And just for a moment, quiet the mind and just breathe. When thoughts come, let them go. Relax your shoulders. Relax the hips. Just a minute. Just give 1 minute. Of letting your thoughts go. Bring your awareness to your breathing through the nose. Deepen the breath. And you can start to move your hands and put your feet on the floor. Tip your knees to one side and then the other side. And let your knees stay on one side and keep rolling over and push yourself up off of the ground and come to a seated position. Carefully, comfortably sit up tall and close your eyes right here. Relax the shoulders. Bring the palms together. Edge of the thumbs to the brow in gratitude. Edge of the thumbs to the heart and thanks. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the practice with me. I'll see you next time.